These are the top 5 killer cowboys. Takes more than a horse to make a cowboy. Turns out it takes a horse and a whole lot of murder. Yeehaw. Number 5, Pearl Hart. I love this. Okay. Pearl Hart was born Lindsay. There's nothing important to this story. It's just that her name was Lindsay and then she changed it to Pearl, which I get because Lindsay is not an intimidating name.
Pearl, is that more intimidating?
Yeah, sounds like a grandmother, which frightens me. At age 17, Pearl married a Chicago gambler, but it turned out that he was abusive towards her and she divorced him at 22. This may seem like a blip in history, but if you know anything about the late 1800s, you know that it was not a kind time to women. Divorce was heavily looked down upon and abuse towards women was ignored or sometimes even celebrated. There was no putting Pearl in line, and she quickly moved that boy to the left and married another man named Joe Boot. Like he just looked down and he was like, that's my name. She and Boot turned to a life of crime. Pearl would lure men to her room and then rob them at gunpoint. Pearl quickly moved on to higher stakes game. She and Boot started robbing stagecoaches. It was notable because she was the second woman ever to rob a stagecoach and the first woman ever to not die doing it. She also decided to give the people she was robbing money for food and shelter because Pearl is a goddamn sweetheart. Unfortunately, Pearl got caught, but when she was arrested, she said one of the most badass feminist things I have ever had the privilege to read. I shall not consent to be tried under a law in which my sex had no voice in making. Oh man, sound familiar, healthcare? Ow, my uterus hurts. It's your fault. Sorry. America's gonna kill me. Number 4, Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp was a lawman, which in 2017 is lame as hell. But in the Old West, lawmen were just as naughty as the bad boys. Back then, there were no Miranda rights. It was just more like, you have the right to have my foot in your ass. He traveled from Dodge City, which sounds like a fake name, to Tombstone, which also sounds like a fake name, to become one of the most feared gunmen of all time. He participated in some of the most legendary shootouts of the Old West, but is best known for leading the Vendetta Ride. Earp and his good friend Doc Holliday, a super famous gunfighter and deputy marshal, led a group of men by foot and horse to shoot up an entire town. They killed like 30 people. Because who's going to stop them? Oh, the police? Guess what? They are the police. Number 3, Sheriff Alphago Baca. Sheriff Alphago Baca was a sheriff in New Mexico in 1884. I'm pushing on my glasses. He started a feud with a gang of Texas cowboys, which I can tell you from experience is a very bad idea. The gang tried to intimidate Baca with a bunch of guns and horses and stuff, but Baca was like, excuse me, I have those too. He started by arresting a cowboy by the name of Charlie McCarthy, who was arrested for shooting at the feet of several locals to try to make them dance. That seems like a fun, good time to me. I don't know what the problem is with that. Charlie just seems like a good time guy, and you never arrest the funny one first. It just agitates the rest of the pack, like bees. You never kill the funny bee first, or else the queen bee is gonna be like, no, my jester. Turns out McCarthy worked for a big-time rancher named Tom Slaughter. A little on the nose, no? Tom dispatched a gang to go after Baca and to threaten him into releasing McCarthy. Baca responded by going, oh, hell no, and he killed one of their cowboys and then wounded another. This pissed Slaughter off, and he dispatched 80 of his lackeys, that's right, 80 of his lackeys to go put Baca in his place. And his place was the ground. They were going to put him in the ground, like murder. Do you get it? They shot around 4,000 rounds at the house. This attack lasted 33 hours, but Baca was never hit. Somehow, 4 of the attackers managed to die. I have no idea how that worked out. After the whole ordeal was over, Baca turned himself in for accidentally killing 4 of his attackers. Come on, dude, just leave it be. Don't be such a good boy. After this event, his reputation was so feared that he was able to just serve warrants by sending the following letter. I have a warrant for your arrest here. Please, turn yourself in. If you don't, I'll know that you intend to resist arrest and I'll feel justified in shooting you on sight. Very truly yours, Alphago Baca, Sheriff. Number 2, Buckshot Roberts. You see, Billy the Kid, more about him in a second, and his gang, the Regulators, very cool name for a cowboy gang, had a warrant for Roberts' arrest. Roberts didn't actually have anything to do with the murder of John Tunstall, but when Billy the Kid came to him and was like, let's dance, he was like, cool, I love this song. Buckshot Roberts, surrounded by Billy the fucking Kid and 14 of his Regulators, decided to fight them instead of being like, oh, nah, I didn't actually do that. Sorry for the confusion. Move along, you terrifying cowboys. No, he was ready. Do that all day. When the shootout started, Buckshot was immediately shot in the penis. Despite his bloody penis, Roberts continued to fight until his rifle was empty. This guy was shot in the dick and he continued to fight. God damn, I need to go back to Texas. Or they need to come here and teach these LA boys how to get shot in the penis. Roberts retreated into a house to reload when a Regulator tried to sneak up behind him. Roberts caught him and shot him in the brain, which apparently was so traumatizing to Billy the Kid that he decided to retreat. Billy the Kid and the Regulators left Buckshot Roberts alone to bleed to death. He did end up dying a day later, but not at the hands of Billy the Kid. He still died though, so Billy the Kid is still the coolest. So, number 1, Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid was a teen orphan. Do I have too many guns? We think his name was Henry from the Irish slums of New York. You know, before New York was all like, I'm walking here, pizza, pizza. Wow, is that rude? Billy packed up and headed south with no identity. He started his bad boy career by robbing a laundromat. Of clothes, by the way, I should say. They smell great, I get it. Billy went on to have an illustrious career regulating with his Regulators. It's a very dope name for a rap group, even doper name for a faction of cowboys. Billy the Kid is technically considered a serial killer. He killed 9 people in a 4-year span and had a $5,000 bounty on his head. $5,000 in the Old West is like $115,000 in 2017. We don't often think about these Old West gunslingers as serial killers because Clint Eastwood looks all sexy when he squints his eyes and shoots all the people, but guess what? You're still shooting people. He was put in prison on death row, but he escaped death row before his hanging. You know how hard that is to do? Damn. Billy ran the best he could, but eventually the sheriff caught up with him and put a bullet right in his heart. Billy was feared, respected, rich, and dead by 21. I outlived Billy the Kid. Finally! Look, I get it, cowboys are hot, but guns are not. I left Texas for just this reason. All the cowboys are like, ooh, you wanna see my pistol? And I'm like, well, no, but yeah, I kind of do because you're all hot with the hat and the eye and the, oh, y'all want to see my pistol? Yeah, I do, but no, I don't because guns, they kill people. People also kill people. Guess what kills people faster? Guns. Hello, it's me, the beautiful cowboy. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know who your favorite gunslinger is. Subscribe to Snarled and watch our other videos right here. Yeah!